king fall.
Let another king fall.
What's up, crew? This is Tony, aka Cultivated Mind. Thanks for tuning in. This is Dub of the Week, and this week's kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I'm just getting a regular jam out. I'm in the process of moving, so there'll be a bigger, better, crazier studio coming your way. Please keep an eye out for that. And today I'm just going to go over a little bit of Melodica, which is an instrument I mentioned last week. It's big for reggae music. It's big for dub. We talked about Augustus Pablo, so please check that out. And I hope you enjoy the tune and stick around afterwards for a breakdown, a music recommendation, and a little bit of a gear talk. Boom. Street Studios. Pardon the mess. I am preparing for a move, and soon we'll be going to a brand new studio with a nicer setup, brand new equipment, and all that kind of stuff. That's happening in the next month. And so things have been crazy, and getting things out week by week has been tough. So thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate it. This week's dub of the week is just something a little bit different. Last week I talked about the Melodica, but I didn't bring one out and play one. So this week I wanted to bring out the Melodica and play that and show you some of that. So make sure you check that out. For the gear talk for the day, what I used on the Melodica was the Flashback by TC Electronic with a mash button that actually warps the end like a tape. You can hold your finger or your toe, whatever you're doing on there. It's pretty sweet, and there's a couple different kinds of settings, and you can also upload your own different delays from their site. So you can actually manipulate what sounds come with this. You have everything from dotted eighth notes to whatever you need to give the triplet effect on the end of your delays if you want to too. There's everything from mod to a reverse. There's a looper in this thing, which is pretty sweet, and I'll show it to you real quick. But this is the Flashback, and I use it pretty much either on my vocals or my delay for my Melodica, and I'll use it a lot on keys as well. I think it's a brilliant pedal. I think for getting something to sound truly analog, it's hard to find a lot of digital stuff that really kicks butt, and this one does. You got stereo and mono ins and outs. Just awesome delay pedal. Like I said, that's what I'm using for today. And the Roland JDXI for the keys, which is a combo synth that has analog bass tones. Holy crap, that's awesome. Nice drum kits. Everything is very compressed sounding, but if you're in a dance environment or you're in a reggae environment, that big fat sound's what you're going for. So that's the JDXI, and I'll have a picture and a link to that, as well as the Flashback delay from TC Electronic. So you got to hear both of those in action today. I'm currently working on a new single called Chant As Many. That one will be out soon. I wanted to have it out this weekend, so I'm still working on that, but I didn't want to make people wait for, the 5 people that watch this. Don't want to make you wait for another one. And so I got a quick one for today, and I'll have the actual single coming out soon too. For your dub of the week, I'm actually going to pick one that is, I think, a classic that everybody needs to hear, but maybe when you see the title you'll go, I don't know. But it's Scientist rids the world of the curse of the evil vampires. It's kind of a regular dub album, but in the introductions there's, the curse of the mommy, and all that kind of stuff that comes through, where they have a bunch of horror references. The Waterhouse, the Wailing Souls used for some call it Firehouse, Waterhouse Rock. That's got an awesome dub on that. It's amazing. I think that's one of the more heavier of the drum and bass without going into like whistle sounds and keyboard noises. I mean, it's just fat sounding the whole way through. Boom, 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 boom. I forgot which track that was. I love that one. But that was one of the first ones I got from a buddy named Drew. He's a wicked percussionist and melodica player. So shout out to that dude. A lot of reggae music in general. The old dub stuff the real dub stuff is heavily drum and bass. So that's one of those tunes where there's not a lot of like heavy melodies. Everything is pretty fat, monstrous, and sounds almost impending. So that Scientist rids the world of the curse of the evil vampires. If I missed a word on that title, I apologize. I'll have a link to that as well. That's something for you to check out for the week. Once again, I apologize for the very short dub of the week. I know a lot of people are like, hey man, there was a single coming out this weekend, right? Yeah, and that's technically not a dub. So I wanted to go through and try some new things. Once again, the Roland JDXI. I think this is a wicked piece of machinery. You have everything that you could possibly need, plus you can load up extra patches. The cool sticker that I have is not included. Sorry, you got to get that yourself. But yeah, the envelopes, the filter, if I'm playing bass or doing something, I think the filter is like ungodly warm. You can cut off like half of your highs and mids, and it's just straight sub and I love it. So, yeah, the Roland JDXI, I will say, I haven't been doing criticisms of a lot of stuff, and honestly, a lot of the things I used, I got to give criticisms to be fair to. So, like the Hot Ones pedal, or hot tone pedal. Great pedal, but you know, it clicks and pops like a lot of cheap pedals do. So the Roland JDXI Flashback doesn't do that. Flashback by TC Electronic, banging workhorse. I beat it up. I still use it. It's awesome. Roland JDXI. I love this keyboard. I love this synth. But the keys are really springy. They're not like weighted. So like when you press down, it feels like it's flying your hand back off. It's meant for synth things. It is not meant for you to play piano opuses. If you want that, you got to go check something else in Roland's Juno or something else that's a bigger, wider keyboard with actual weighted keys. But this, if you're trying to play synth, bass lines and stuff, this is the money. If anything, you don't want your finger to linger too much on, I'm rhyming fiend, linger too much on each of these notes. You want them to kind of articulate. So the keys cater to that. I don't like how spongy and weak the keys feel, and I know that's kind of something I shouldn't be digging on because I use this and it's one of my favorite keyboards. If they can make the keyboard itself a little tougher, like most Roland Boss stuff, the actual chassis, the body and frame of this thing is tough as nails. I have dropped it. You'll see some paint chips. It has seen better days, and it still keeps pumping, pushing, and making bass sounds. The keys themselves, I've broken like twice in a year, 2-year period. So you take that how you want to. I'm also really rough on keys. The cool thing was they seemed really easy to replace. I took them to a music shop and they did it for like $40. So, and I've only had to do it twice in like a year, 2 years, something like that. So was it as tough as some of my other stuff? Yes and no. I've literally spilled things, dropped it, done the worst you could do to the actual keyboard unit, and it's still pumping, and I just used it for the last 2 double weeks. But the keys itself, I guess it could maybe be a little more reinforced, or maybe there's plastic pieces in there, and that's what's making things kind of break from time to time. Like I said, I'm kind of an elephant, so I might have just been heavy with them. That's my only criticism of the Roland JDXI. I love the 626 sample kit. That's what I was using for this one. It's got that nice skank, bang, skank drum sound. Timbali, if you're a Latin dude. And I think the house organ sounds super cheesy because it's way bright, but that's the whole point of the filter and the cutoff and resonance in your filter. You pull a little bit off that cutoff immediately, you have a very warm, almost Hammond kind of sounding organ. So for people who don't like the tones, I think you're missing the point of the synthesizer, is that you can make anything you want out of this sucker, and even if you don't like the original tone that comes with it, flick of a wrist, you can get it to sound just the way you want to. And I love, like I said, kind of like the warm organs, but I like bright pianos, and like this, I can do that with this. I can make my drums fat, I can make things, it has built-in effects and filters and reverb and delay. So there's a lot of stuff that goes with this. Oscillators, you get all sorts of classic synth leads, like your saws and things like that. And I forgot all of them, so I'm not gonna sit here and sound dumber than I already am. It's already bad enough. But yeah, there's brass. The brass is the brass. Learn to play a horn. I'm working on it myself. Nothing's going to sound like a horn except for a horn. But yeah, that's the Roland JDXI. I think it's a crazy, impressive synth. I think everyone who's been putting out mini synths has been putting out good stuff, micro-organ things. They've all been doing a mini Nova. Those are great. Nothing has fat bass, wicked drum kits, and allows you this amount of freedom over your tone than this particular synth. So if you get friendly with it, and it's honestly has a very low learning curve, you can figure it out pretty quick. This, and I'm barely unleashing 5% of its capabilities. But I think it's one of those keyboards that you just need to kind of check out, see if you like it yourself. It literally contains everything. If you're a loop show or a one-man band kind of thing, this and a guitar or this and whatever, sax, whatever your other instrument is, this will do it. And so yeah, definitely check that out. It's once again the Roland JDXI. I will have a link to that down there. I will have a link to TC Electronics Flashback pedal, which, by the way, if you don't know what that is, get into pedals, because this is like almost like a standard. And TC Electronic has let me down on some of their lower models, but anytime you spend like $100 or more with TC Electronic, it's worth it, and stuff comes out great. So pay that little extra for their nicer models, and you'll be like, I got you. This is dope. Cool. So I love this one. You can upload stuff. I don't even use the looper. I love it for the mash button. The fact that I can warp the end of my delay if the feedback's going hot, I can warp it, and with just holding my foot on it. Wild. So once again, please check that out. Those are the 2 gear talks for today. I don't really have like a name for the song, so we're just going to call it, I don't know, a Melodica dub. And once again, it's for your homework from old Mr. Brand here. Is for you to go out and check out Scientist Rids the World. Oh my goodness, that is a mouthful. Rids the world of the evil curse of the vampires. That sounds like I got it right. Let me look it up. Scientist rids the world. Yeah, thank you. Rids the world of the evil curse of the vampires. And once again, True Boyd, I know you out there, bro. Thank you for turning me on to that album. It was a killer album, and I still have it in my car. And even though I don't have CDs and I listen to things on my phone, I like make sure no one messes with that CD. That's a good CD. Keep it. It's awesome. So check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed today's. I know it was kind of a quick thing, but I also didn't want to leave everyone hanging since it's been a couple days. And I'm buying myself a little bit more time to work on a single and a new music video, which is about to be released. So stay tuned for that. Shout out to everybody. I hope you're doing great. Thanks again for tuning in to Dub of the Week. And like I said, next couple of weeks, you might see me in a brand new studio with brand new gear and GoPros going and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, keep an eye out. Things are getting bigger and better. And that's kind of the point, is I want to be able to give you guys something that's worthwhile to watch that isn't going to be on a cell phone camera consistently. And that is enjoyable, not just for, you know, the music, but for the quality as well. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you again. Please stay safe, and I'll see you next time for Dub of the Week. Big up yourself. Much love.